Hey, 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 what's up? It is the Ace Michaels Show, and Ace Michaels is with you here live and in living color. That's my sportscaster voice. I thought I'd try it out on you guys. I don't know if you like it or not. If you like it, I'll do it more frequently. Hey, what's going on? We're Ace Michaels. Anyway, that's what that is. So we're talking today about Vegas. Vegas, baby. Yeah! Because, listen, Vegas is a strange city in the sense that there's the top part of Vegas, right? That everybody knows about. That is the Bellagio fountain and the high-ass drinks and the strippers and the bachelor party places and shit like that. But then there's another part of Vegas that people actually live, work, breathe, have families, raise their children. That part of Vegas people don't talk about so much because most people who come to Vegas don't actually know that part exists. So we brought a professional on the show today to tell us about the Vegas Underground. Please welcome Jessica to the show. If you're driving, pull over to the side. Don't clap your hands while you're driving. Welcome Jessica to the show. How you doing, dear?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I could go for a Milky Way bar. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
That's what, I don't know. So for some reason, my body is craving a Milky Way bar. Is that weird? You can tell
it's
me.
a little bit. A little bit.
But haven't you ever had that where your body is like, it will only be satisfied with a Snickers?
Yeah. Well, I almost brought up the Snicker bar. I was gonna make a joke about the Snickers, and you just beat me to it. So that's okay.
What the hell kind of joke can you get about a Snickers bar?
I don't know.
I want to hear that now.
I don't know.
I can't sleep
you're
tonight.
You're not you when you're hungry. I guess I don't.
Okay.
However
yeah.
that slogan is.
It could be that. It could be that. Okay. So you host a show called Vegas Underground.
It's called Reality Check Las Vegas.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, like
y'all
it's
went
like
straight
reality,
to the jugular with y'all shit. Reality
it's
check.
called Reality Check.
People in this town need a damn reality check.
Yeah, like I've been doing the show now for 7 years.
Yes.
And like it just kind of it started out as like a paranormal conspiracy theory show, and then my original co-host had to he moved to New York, and so like
she's like, my original co-host had a strange accident and no one found the body.
No,
and I took over.
Yeah, no, he had to he actually had to like had some family stuff, so he ended up moving to New York, and I just became like less and less like passionate about the paranormal because I'm more of like I'm from the South, so I like all that history, and I wasn't really involved in like the Vegas history because I didn't really grow up with it.
Mm-hmm.
So my radio producer kind of noticed that I was out partying on the strip all the time, and she's like, why don't you just do a show about that? And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. So now I just talk about all the different bars I get drunk at all the time.
So you're talking about Vegas in the sense of going out and experiencing bars and experiencing events,
like
and things like that.
Events, nightlife. Well, like all the local bands. We have such great local talent here. I have like my top 5 bands that I like make sure that I like go see like each week, or I try to.
Have you ever seen Bree and Billy's band?
No, I haven't. Not yet.
See how it cuts. That show business is cold. That's cold. You gonna go Saturday?
I have to work Saturday.
Look at you.
Yeah,
okay. We're going to get off this topic real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so you are doing this show for 7 years. I would imagine you've got some insights you can share with us on something we don't know about Vegas. Tell us a few things about Vegas that you've learned in this last 7 years from all your partying and debauchery.
So Vegas is very, 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 very small. And we were actually just talking about this today on my show about how Vegas is so small, but it's great because we all support one another. And like I'll show up to somebody's show, and then they'll like come do my show, or like I'll have them on my show and then I'll go to their show. And it just kind of like, I guess, snowballs from there. And you know, one person's like, oh, you know what, let me introduce you to this person, and then you become friends with that person, and then they do your show, and then you go check out their gigs or their events, and then you end up like just everybody knows everybody. And even if you don't personally know them, you still know them.
What do you like better about Vegas than say Memphis or Atlanta or one of the southern states where you still have the same like music camaraderie, entertainment, business,
You do, but those are
networking?
bigger. Like those are, I feel like those are bigger cities. I guess um, my best friend lives in Atlanta, and I went home to visit twice during the pandemic, and I mean, it was cool to like go to like different bars and stuff around like by her apartment and or by her condo, and it was like right across from like the greatest cemetery ever, and there's a bar right across from the cemetery. Anyway, I digress. But so like there's like I didn't get off on a tangent because like that shit is awesome.
Digression already.
But like but it's such a big city that there's so like it's a different kind of vibe. Whereas like Vegas is like it's a small like community of people like as far as like the entertainers and even like the bartenders, so like I used to hang out at like Carnival Court a lot, and I still go to Fuel Bar at Bally's on occasion, and O'Shea's, and so like Circa, that casino opened up before like Harrah's and everything else did before the pandemic was over. So a lot of those bartenders from those bars specifically ended up at Circa. So if I don't feel like going to like visit all three of those bars, I can go see every single one of them over at Circa, and you still feel like at home. Like the first day I walked into Circa, first time I ever saw it, I walked into Circa and I already felt at home because I had 6 bartenders on Mega Bar going, "Jessica, what's up? We're doing shots."
That's exactly what they sound like too. That is crazy. That was a spot on imitation. That was nuts. When you did that, I was like, I could see them. That was good. So I want to address the elephant in the room, which you may not know there's an elephant in this room, but there is, which is Vegas and old-timey stuff. Okay? You know what I mean by old-timey?
Like the Pioneer Saloon kind of thing?
I don't know what that is necessarily.
You've never been to the Pioneer Saloon?
I've seen it, but I can't really speak on that. I'm talking like old-timey stuff like this. The feeling like you could do this forever in Vegas. Like your radio show. Mm-hmm. Do you ever feel like you could do this till you're 80 or 90 because it's Vegas?
Well,
as
Vegas
opposed
is always,
to New York, where you
Vegas
couldn't
is
do
always,
it that long.
Vegas is always changing.
You think so?
Yes.
Huh.
And Vegas is always changing because like even like okay, so Bat Out of Hell, that only lasted 3 months and they were signed on for a year, and I was like, I don't get it. Like that show was so incredible. Why what happened, and I mean I like eventually like I found out kind of what happened, but like still I was like people like the problem with that show I guess is because like the regular Broadway show was like 3 hours long, and they make it like 75 minutes in Vegas because they want people out gambling, you know, and so there's like less emphasis on like these bigger shows.
Gotcha.
And because they want people spending money in their casinos, even though they're charging crazy amounts of money. Like I think like Bat Out of Hell was like $120 a person, and then like Awakening is really expensive too, so they would rather people just be in the casino like feeding the machines and spending money in the restaurants.
That's a great point that you make. And I got some free tickets. I was walking down the strip one day. I got free, quote unquote, free tickets for a comedy show that when I went to the comedy show and handed them at the box office the free tickets, I looked on the back of it and said it was a $69 per person drink minimum. Resort fee was attached. Some kind of sales tax was attached. And so it ended up being about $70 each for the free ticket. And then, of course, we bought drinks, and then it was more than that. So, yeah, I know what you mean. And then we saw a world-class comedian. We saw Chris Tucker, and Chris Tucker's set was like, I mean, it was like literally like an hour and 10 minutes where I'm sure in another city he would have done a 2-hour show and given us our money's worth and then some. But in Vegas it is different. So I agree with you on that. I didn't really think of it that way until you mentioned it.
The other thing that's been happening a lot, like right after the pandemic, like so Caesars Entertainment basically they're like Horseshoe or Bally's that they sold, Bally's is Horseshoe, but like Caesars like is they're El Dorado now, and they wanted less emphasis on like the live entertainment. So like you have like Carnival Court, sure,
right,
but like O'Shea's got rid of their stage, The Cleopatra's Barge is gone. At Caesars, Indigo Lounge is they have a stage, but they don't have bands or anything like that anymore because they want to just focus on the gaming aspect of it. So now all those bands that are used to having gigs all the time at Caesars are all like competing for spots at like the MGM properties and even out in like Las Vegas.
Right.
So it's very different. So I try to get out there to and I'm more of like a Caesars person. Like I've always hung out. I've worked at Caesars or worked for Caesars. I worked at Bally's. So I'm always that person that's like, I'm stuck to like one company, and I'm just going to like, I feel more at home at Caesars because I know all the bartenders and it's easy for me. So having to go into, like Park MGM or other like MGM properties to like, or Lift Bar to go see, my favorite bands play. It's like, it's a new world, but I always want to make sure that, you know, I'm out there supporting them, and it's also resulting in me trying new things, and I can talk about it on my show, all these like new experiences and stuff like that. So, I'm learning a lot more about Vegas every day.
Well, there's a second elephant in this room actually, which is about original music and original entertainment in Vegas. Now, don't you think it would be great with all the money they make from the gaming at the casinos if they had just one place that was like, this is our House of Blues original music place. This is where I'm saying House of Blues like the Los Angeles House of Blues.
Oh, okay. Because
like,
we have
yeah,
one
we
here.
do have House of Blues here. But what I'm saying is like, wouldn't it be great if there was a place that was just a really nice place, like the Apollo Theater?
Oh, okay. Because like they just put a new Sand Dollar in over at the Plaza. I haven't been yet, but
you can Sand Dollar, Schman Dollar. I was there last night.
The one at the Plaza?
Yeah,
I haven't.
I
haven't been there yet.
My
my girlfriend's her boyfriend's in a band called Jerk, and they had played there a couple of times, and I've been meaning to like go see them. But I think that you can do like original music and stuff there, and then like the Roxy Gun Project has a separate side project called Crimson Riot, and they play at Evil Pie a lot, and so does Jerk. So like there's
okay, listen,
there's
I'm not going to Evil Pie, okay, and I don't want to go to the Sand Dollar. There should be a place that's called like the Vegas Theater, and it's dope. And they let original bands come in there and they play fucking concert style kick-ass shows, and they make enough money.
They got
here.
A place like that in Atlanta called the Masquerade.
But see, that's Atlanta.
Yeah.
And you'll find places like that in Nashville.
Right.
You'll find places like that in Kansas City. You'll find places like that in Miami, but you won't find places like that in Vegas, which is weird because to me, if Vegas is the entertainment capital of the world.
I feel like they kind of frown upon like the original stuff a little bit.
Well,
only
they need
because
to turn that frown upside down.
Well, it's because like, you know, people want to. It's crazy, but like tourists want to come and hear the band's belt out Journey, like. You know, it's the truth.
I get it, but that's old timey thinking.
I know,
because now in this society today, we like to hear the new shit that's out. Like we like to hear.
Roxy Gunn gave me a copy of her original, like their original music. And like, I mean, I have like their Crimson Riot stuff, but like their original like Roxy Gunn stuff, and it was very like circus themed, and it was like, welcome to the Roxy Gunn show, and I was totally obsessed, and I begged her one night, like during like they were at Carnival Court, and I begged her to do it, and she was like, nah, they don't like it here. And
no, they won't let you. They pre-approve your song list.
But Silver Sage was another band that they played at Carnival, and they even opened for what do they call it? Oh, shit, now like that name of they were at they opened for a very I can't remember the name of this band, but they opened for a really large band over at the Palms, but they played at Carnival Court a lot, and they have their own original album, and they actually ended up playing one of their singles called Ha Ha. And to this day I still like roll my windows down and blast that song.
Right.
And they do play the one song at Carnival like towards the end of the night, you know, and they sneak it in there, but it's always like it always has the crowd just going.
Don't say that. You just ruined their gig. She's like, they sneak it in there and they can't sneak it in there no more.
They haven't played at Carnival in a really long time. They haven't played at Carnival in a couple of years.
Okay.
But I mean,
But don't you agree that Vegas, to be the entertainment capital of the world, that they should just dedicate one place, well publicized,
Somewhere down on Fremont for sure.
No, not Fremont. Come on.
I mean,
a
but
real
really,
spot, like a really nice
but
place.
they're not gonna put
Summerlin. Why not in Summerlin? Why not in the middle of downtown Summerlin, where it's beautiful and people are wealthy? Why don't we have a really nice place for live original
Summerlin's
music?
like old people.
Old people got money. What's wrong with old people? They
Old
got
people
green
aren't
money
gonna-
just like young people.
Old people aren't gonna go see like, I don't know.
You talking
old
about
people
old people don't want to see original bands?
No,
They do in Memphis. They
In
do
Memphis?
in Kansas City. They
Yeah,
do in
but not. But this is Vegas though. This is like Summerlin is like a whole other world.
So why do you think it would work on Fremont? There's old people down on Fremont.
It would work better on Fremont
And guess what?
because of the
Guess
foot
what, my lady?
traffic.
There's
It'll
old
work.
people everywhere.
I understand. Yes, I get that, but I get that too, and it's fun to watch them dancing along to like Alter Ego or like Velvet Elvis or even like 90s Station over on Fremont. It's fun to watch people, but you know.
But here's what I'm saying. Speaking of Fremont, okay, I'm just gonna shit all over Vegas for a second. Speaking of Fremont, I used to work as a strip club promoter. I used to go down to Fremont. That was my money making spot. This was 6 years ago. And you know, I was at Fremont last night because I went down to the $Sand show and I walked around Fremont. And guess what? They're still playing the same playlist. They have the same songs by the Killers in the same rotation. And then they play Journey. And then they play this fucked up remix of Queen that somehow goes into this Till They Kick Us Out thing, which is stupid. And it's like, guys, I was here for 6 years out here working every night. These people just got here. Change it up. There's so much stuff Vegas could be doing. Like, for example, Vegas could have more stuff for families to do. Seriously, people come here with kids.
I know, but they
people
shouldn't.
live here, have kids.
I'm gonna get hated for this, but Vegas is not that. We tried a little bit, you know, but like it kind of gets to a point where like Circa is 21 and up, and I love that so much because listen, as a cocktail waitress, working at Bally's on the Strip, you know, I've got a tray full of drinks and mama's not paying attention to her kid because she's gambling. And next thing you know, kids are running into me and I'm dropping an entire tray of drinks.
But I thought
thanks.
you had to be over 18 to even get in a casino. I didn't
you
know
can
they
like
let
walk
kids
through.
go in
You
the
can
casino.
you can walk through like to get like if you're going from one part of the casino to the other.
Yeah.
But sometimes like parents just don't control their kids or don't even care to.
Right.
And you know, it's
Don't-
not.
Don't you
No,
think
I'm
Vegas
good.
would benefit though by having like with all this open desert land? Vegas would benefit from having like when I think of Las Vegas. Okay, this is my. Did you ever see Talladega Nights?
Yeah.
And you know that scene where they're sitting at the table and the guy goes, "When I think of Jesus, I think of my Jesus."
Right.
Okay, so this is my Talladega Nights moment. When I think of Las Vegas, I think of massive skate parks, like the most outrageous skate park you could ever have should be in Vegas.
We have.
The
I know
most-
there's a couple of them, like in Craig
But
Ranch.
are they outrageous though?
No.
That's
I
what I'm
don't know.
saying.
I've
Vegas
never
has
been.
so much money, it should be outrageous. Like it should be something like to rival the Planet. Like you go to Vegas to go to this skate park. That's for the teenagers. Then you have for the kids, you know how they have those little like I don't know, it's like a dish full of diseases that kids jump in and they got little balls and shit in there.
The splash pads.
I don't know if that's what it's called, but that sounds
Like
like
at the
what
parks,
they should call it.
where they have
They have like
they're
little
called. There's
ball, like little plastic balls.
So like
and
when you
jump in there.
go, oh, the ball pits, you mean, or like
I'm gonna
in that
call it
splash
that.
pad. So when you go like to like the the parks, like was it Desert Inn? Like I think that's the name of that park over there. Where they have like they've got like the baseball fields and stuff.
Okay.
And then they also have like this area that looks like it's like a play place or like a jungle gym or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got like the rubber matting down.
Yes.
And then during the summertime, they actually have like sprinkler systems, so that they're like little splash pads. And even in the middle of like town square, they have splash pads for the kids.
Yeah, but I'm thinking they should have like
Like more like
3
Chuck E.
stories.
Cheese's and Discovery
Yeah,
Zones.
yeah. 3 stories of laser tag. They should have like balls.
First
that,
of all,
like,
laser tag should be everywhere.
glow in the dark.
No, laser tag should be a real thing for adults with alcohol involved, like that.
That is definitely true.
Like an elevated,
yes.
like an elevated Qzar.
Remember, I don't know what that is, but yes.
Qzar is like it was a laser tag place in Atlanta. Like if anybody's ever been to Atlanta,
yes.
like that was the shit. But yeah, I think that, and it'd be like multiple stories.
And here
that would be awesome.
They have like Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
But I think if it's Vegas, they should have like a Dave and Buster's everywhere. Like there should be Dave and Buster's on every corner.
There's only, I think
like
there's just
Vegas.
the one in Summerlin.
There should be a floating one. There should be one underwater one. Like it's Vegas, man. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, like,
you know what I'm saying?
But I think sometimes, like, with that, we like expect, like, okay, so like the Golden Knights games. You've been to a Golden Knights game? It's like a whole.
I have not.
You've never been to a Golden Knights game?
I have not. I can't even front. See,
okay,
I can't lie on the air and say I've been.
Okay, like I went to like one, but like there, two. I was like during the Stanley Cup, I was outside, but I was literally like during the Stanley Cup, I was outside, I was the front row. Lil Jon was performing.
Nice,
right? And I have a drink in my hand. I'm like just partying along with him, and then next thing I know, I have all these text messages from my friends going, Jessica, why are you drunk on TV with Lil Jon? And I was like,
right.
Oh shit, and like. He ended up giving me his like little sweat towel because we're both from Atlanta. Like it was a whole
sweaty Atlanta situation. I get it. Yeah,
it was cool. But before the Knights games, they have like this big it's like a projector and they show this whole scene on the ice, and there was like this whole like little almost like little play.
I've heard
right
that.
before,
I've heard they do that. Yeah.
So like. That's like they really like do that up. So I can only imagine like what's gonna happen for the Super Bowl.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying.
Like that. It's like everything is elevated with Vegas, but that's just kind of.
But here's what I'm saying. Okay, imagine this. Okay, city planners, if you're listening, pay attention to this right here. This is gonna make y'all money. Rainbow colored cop uniforms in the gay part of town. Let's have cops in the middle of the night break into like a ballroom type situation or like some type of choreographed like flash mob thing. That's Vegas, baby. I'm talking about nightsticks that could also be lightsabers if you're not careful. That's what I'm saying. That's Vegas. Vegas needs to be more like edgy entertainment, more crazy. Use some of this big money Vegas is making, and I'm talking about some crazy shit like Governor Joe Lombardo should come on TV like at least once a week dressed like a clown from head to toe and be like, yo, guys, I hope you're having fun in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. If I was the mayor of Vegas, it would be a different place. That's all I'm saying. Vegas, baby.
I think that's a little much, but there's just so many like really cool things to do in this town. So my radio show we have this competition every year. We call it Bar Madness. Well, now it's called Vegas Madness because Callie has a baby, so she does like the family oriented stuff, and I do it's my job to go out and get drunk, and it's her job to like find cool family things to do.
Okay.
But the first year we did it, the winner was and we spend the whole year like going out, and then we'll like make notes and
oh my god, I just came up with a great idea.
And so during March Madness we go through and we like have them compete with other bars and stuff. So the first year that we did it, the winner was Whiskey Liquor Up on Fremont Street, and that is that rotating bar right next to Circa, like above that Main Street stage. And it's a rotating bar, so you sit there at the bar, and the bar just kind of like goes around in a circle, and you get all your people watching it.
Nice.
It's awesome. And the food's really, really good there. I love their barbecue nachos. The second year was last year, and the winner was Juniper Cocktail Lounge inside Park MGM.
Nice.
Because they have their specialty cocktails are really cool. They have like this one drink called the Momo, and it's basically a smoked old fashioned, and they like fill like this dome full of smoke, and they put it over the cocktail and like smoke it out to make sure that like just so it gets that like smoky like whiskey like taste to it. And then they also have this one cocktail. It was like I can't remember what it was called, but it was like we call it the birdie butt cocktail because it comes in like this bird shaped glass. but they had to stop doing all that stuff because people kept taking the glassware, and it's very, very expensive. So, but their cocktails still taste great, and the way that they make them is just it's awesome. So they won last year. I don't know who's gonna win this year. We actually Vegas Madness.
Not know who's gonna win.
Vegas Madness is gonna start, so we will announce that with like when it's gonna coincide with like the March Madness championship.
So you have some influence on these folks, is what you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you gave me an idea. I'm gonna share this only with you. Okay, if you're listening to the show right now, you got to turn it off because this is a private conversation. This is not for anybody. It's just the two of us. Okay, so just turn your whatever off for a second. Okay, here's what we should do. You got the influence. You tell them this. You tell them Ace Michael said, this is for families that come to Vegas. How about this? The Vegas Kid Swap event. Families would love it. Listen, whose kid is this? Just take this kid. Hang out with this kid for the afternoon. Hang out with this other kid. Hey, Vegas family swap would be so huge because, people need a break from their kids. That's why they come to Vegas, right? So as soon as they check in the hotel, you'd be like, would you like to sign up for Vegas kids? Oh, fuck yeah, that's why we're here. Sign us up.
Isn't that what, like that kid zone or whatever they have at like the stations?
No, but this is better. You can actually take someone else's kid and just
I don't
hang
want
out
anybody
with their
else's kid.
And let somebody else hang out with your kid. It'd be dope. Fucking dope. And then you could.
I don't have kids.
Different times you come to
this very reason.
You could be like, like, the last time I was here,
I'm the
we
cool
ended up
drunk
with an Asian
aunt. Like
kid,
that's me.
and we want to have a black kid. I'm telling you. Okay, you can turn the radio back on now. We're done talking. Today on my show, my wonderful guest with me has really enlightened me on some stuff. Jessica is the bomb on Vegas and all things Vegas. And there are going to be some ideas that were mentioned in this show that we hope will come to pass. I would like to see them come to pass. I'm sure you guys would all like to see them come to pass. We need to petition our mayor and make some of these things come to pass. Specifically, I can't say it because it was off the air. It was a private conversation, but you know what it was. It was VKS. VKS is what we'll call it. It'll work. Trust me. All right, Jessica, how do we follow you on the www? We want to stalk you now.
All right. So my Instagram is JessJohns_realitycheck_LV. It's the same on my TikTok. And then if you want to follow the radio show, go to it's on Facebook, Reality Check Las Vegas, or on the Instagram, it's at Reality Check Las Vegas.
That is what's up. And then we can
find us on find us on Spotify and Reality Check LV on Spotify.
That is what's up. And we can also do Vegas Pet Swap too. That's a whole nother VPS.
I could if I had a pet, I could get down with that. But
I'm telling you, that would be the shit. Oh, who bit me? Oh, that was Nancy's dog bit you. But give it back to Nancy. That's Nancy's dog.
But I feel like we'd have to have like some contracts signed or waivers signed so that nobody sues anybody for.
Yeah, of course. I thought that was a given.
Oh,
yeah, of course. Yeah. All right, man. It's the Ace Michael Show. Jessica was my host today. Live the life you love the life you live.